Hello, hi, and welcome everyone to my channel. This is me, KUMAR, your host and आपका दोस्त. Moving abroad is a bit hard in terms of the process, and then, of course, once you're in a different country, the life gets different. However, a lot of people every year desire to move to different countries for a better life for themselves, their family, and their future family, of course. I have been in the same boat as well. Almost 6 years ago, I moved to UK, leaving everything behind in terms of my old experience, my old work, my life over there, my social circle, everything. I left everything behind and moved to UK, and now it's almost 6 years now that I am in UK. So I know firsthand it's really, really difficult to move to a different country and you start your journey again. It's difficult for professionals like I moved as a professional. However, it's much, much harder for students even to move to a country and then, of course, life afterwards. So yeah, in this video, I literally talk about myself in terms of journey in the UK for last 6 years, the opportunities I got, the challenges I faced, financial, non-financial, social circles, money saving, career growth, all those things that somebody who is coming to a different country usually tries to think before moving forward. What does it even look like? What will be my experience going forward? Of course, everybody's experience will be different, but I will share mine, what I went through in the last 6 years and how I conquered my journey in the there are a lot of students, bright students who are academically smart, who generally fulfill all the requirements for admission in top universities in the UK or otherwise. They are generally left behind and not securing an admission because they did not receive the right guidance or right guidance in the time. And they would have moved easily if somebody would have told them, how to do the whole process from start to end. So definitely moving abroad is a difficult process, as I said earlier, and you really need some sort of guidance. Whilst I am somebody who always advocates do it yourself by doing research, by talking with people, etc., etc. But for education purpose, time is limited generally, so you need to make sure you right support from somebody who is living in the country and already studying so they can guide you from start to end. So for this problem and support for our students, I recently partnered with Uniflix. It's my first sponsored video on this channel because I really think Uniflix can help students in their journey by making sure they get the right level of support. So I'll definitely ask you guys to give all the love and support on this video. So Uniflix Study Abroad Community is a fairly new startup who works with the students who are currently studying in UK or just studied on the top universities of the UK, and they know the process from start to end. So the real question now is, how does the Uniflix Study Abroad community helps you as a student to move abroad? So the Uniflix community helps you from start to end in terms of building a profile to when you land in the country, for example, UK or Ireland. What they really help you with is basically building a profile from start to end, and then help you choose universities, make sure your profile is good enough for those universities, help with the admission process, and then of course once you land in UK or Ireland, they will help you with accommodation as well. So it's all around thing from start to end. Basically, if you want to move to a different country, especially UK and Ireland, they operate right in. You can get their help and service from start to end in terms of the whole process, and they will be able to guide with you with the actual students who are currently studying and they know the process from start to end. There are a lot of people operating in education consulting already, helping people to move abroad, but they definitely charge a huge sum of money. And if you come to other countries, sometimes you feel like you might have been into a sham universities, that college was not registered or you was deceived. So it really happens in the market. You would have seen that quite often, especially with Canada. And that's where I'm typically against using consultants because they charge a huge sum of money. However, what I feel sets benefits apart is that this is the student-led community, somebody who's already there in the UK studying or been through the study, and they are guiding you. It's not somebody who's sitting in your home country and just sending you away. So it's actually led by students who are able to guide you, and you can increase your chances significantly because they can tell you the whole process from start to end, the admission, the cover letter, the statements from the education loan, etc. All the process. And the best thing about Uniflix, I believe, is it's completely free to get started. What you really need to do is join the community for 7.99 Indian rupees, which is completely refundable, of course. And if you use my code, which is in the description of this video, you can get that for 4.99 Indian rupees. And also for somebody who wants to try Uniflix without spending any money in the start, you can have a one-to-one chat with Uniflix guys by using my code. Again, the code is noted in the description of the video, so you can go ahead and book your one-to-one session for free, and you can really see is it adding any value for you, and then you can move forward from there. So if you are really considering to studying in UK and top universities, I would highly recommend to get started with Uniflix. It's completely free to start with, so you'll get to understand are they able to guide you in the whole journey, and definitely you can move forward from that. So to join the Uniflix, go in the description of the video or the comment section, just click the link. And then don't forget to use the coupon code that in the description. You will get one-to-one free guidance for one time. Then of course you will get a subsidized package as well. So yeah, that's pretty much Uniflix now thinking of a life in UK for students, for professionals. As I said, I have been in UK for 6 years now. A lot of things come our way, and I'll talk about some of the important things, some of the important challenges I went through, and that made my life successful in the UK. Now, when I was moving to UK, which is a completely English-speaking country, now when I started my education back in time, I had no exposure to English, so that meant that I could not speak English properly. I mean, I passed interviews; it's easy to pass interviews with known sentences. But once you come in the country where English is spoken, and you can imagine the people here, they see people like in Pakistani, Indian, also speaking English with each other, the local shops, etc. They are not speaking Urdu, Hindi, unlike I see in Dubai, which also speaks English. So, English is quite common for me. It's a struggle, and I can feel like lots of people who are the students or even the professionals who do not have the exposure to English will struggle with this. So I can tell you guys, who's coming to UK and you think you struggle with English, it's fine. As long as you come here and you know basic, you can speak slightly. It can take 3 to 6 months generally to get used to it. I think I worked on it quite well. And in 2 to 3 months after getting all the exposure with different people, I think I went fine with English. Second biggest thing in the UK was my career, really. I came in the UK as experienced professionals, leaving all my job experience, my old work experience behind and starting from scratch. Now it was really hard from start, coupled with English language problem in the start, and then of course learning each and everything new. The work culture is different here, the life is different, the people are different here, and the work dynamics are different here. So I started as a manager in the UK, and then currently I'm a senior manager. This was a 5 to 6 year journey from the start, but definitely I think UK does give a lot of opportunities for people who are really hardworking, who are really smart. So I start from master manager, as I said, and then move my way up. And a lot of people go through the same journey. It's not difficult to get promoted. It's not difficult to grow in UK. It's quite easy as long as you're performing well. That's where I think UK was really a good choice for me to come here. Number three is linked to culture, working lifestyle, work-life balance, all these things. We work in a country where the work-life balance is non-existent. The culture is quite different. People are a bit rude. When I came to UK, everything changed really. I think somebody who's coming to UK, it's very important that people respect here much more than what we do back in home in terms of work life as well as in your personal life as well. People are more appreciative. They are really more thankful here. So just to give you more context, work-life balance has been the best here in UK for me. I'm working here for the last 6 years almost now. Been wonderful time all around. They're really appreciative. They understand your situation. They want you to grow. And of course, if you think even of what the life outside the work, people are really, really thankful. The fourth one is definitely living in UK for financial and non-financial side. Now, I want to really highlight the first biggest problem is the rental. Once you come in UK, especially London, it's very, very hard to find places for somebody who's from outside the UK because it's very, very common to be scammed here in UK in the rental space, especially for somebody who's coming newly to the UK. I was really lucky to get a hotel from my office for first few weeks while I found an apartment. However, I know it's difficult, but it's not like completely impossible to find a place to stay. I mean, if you have the friends, maybe stay with them temporarily and find your own place, or maybe find an apartment together, or maybe just find online. There are sites like Indian roommates, there's a spare room where you can temporarily stay and you find your own place. So that's the first biggest challenge people usually face when you are coming to UK. And then talking about the financial side, now UK is one of the country where people want to come, but they would not want to come as well. Like, once you are earning good money, half of the amount is typically taken by your taxation authorities, and then you are left with literally half of the amount that you earn. So definitely feels a lot more daunting that, you're spending a lot of time working, and then of course, once you earn, half of the money is gone. And that coupled with increased cost of living and less savings, it's really, really hard to be in UK and earning good money and saving good money. So for somebody who's coming to UK, UK is a location where it's decent money, but after taxation, after your bills, you may not be able to save enough money, especially if you are with a family. And that's what happened to me in the last 6 years as well. I came as assistant manager, I was earning a decent amount, I was alone, and then I was able to save because I was living with a family. Then, of course, my salary kept increasing, then the taxation impact kept increasing, and then I got a family here. So basically, the point really is in the long run, you are not able to create wealth in the UK. You can have salary, you can spend, you can save some, but you are not able to create wealth for you in the UK. It's extremely hard to do that. So reflecting on last 6 years, I think I definitely saved a bit, but I can't say, UK made me wealthy. Another and very important thing is that you have to do everything yourself in the UK. There's no house help that you can easily afford, unlike India, unlike Pakistan, or even Dubai or Middle East as well. There's a cheap labor over there. You are able to get support. You have to literally do each and everything from start to end. There's nobody here to support you in that. So while you're working, you are doing your study, you have to do all those things here as well. That makes your life a bit tough. And it's quite common. Everybody does that themselves. It's not like you're going to get any help, unlike your home country. So definitely, if you're coming to UK, I would highly recommend learn cooking at least. So because you will be making food for yourself most of the time. Generally, it's hard, of course, but over 6 years, I realized these are the necessary skills you need to have, regardless of gender, anyways. So make sure you learn cooking. Make sure you know how to wash dishes, make sure you know how to do laundry, all other basic things, because these things to be done by yourself. Another important thing is family. Family is quite far from UK. Generally takes me around 12 to 14 hours at least to reach in my home country is quite far. And then of course, if you're living in UK, your whole social circle that you had back home is different now. So definitely what happens, especially in winters, is people get quite a bit sad here in UK. Away from the family, the sunset happens at like 3:30, so it's always dark, it's always lonely, it's depressing at times. So that's the very important thing you need to consider if you want to come to UK. Can you survive in that environment? And I definitely did survive in that environment. I mean, there are a lot more things to say, but probably the last thing I want to say in this video is our ability to abide with the law back home. It's extremely hard, or maybe we don't want to abide with the law because everybody enables you to escape that process. For example, back home, you can ride bikes in the wrong direction, even cars in the wrong direction. You are not complying with traffic signals, etc., etc., or maybe some other things. But in other countries, especially UK, for example, the habits change clearly. Everybody I know back home, they are breaking the law easily, but in UK, everybody's compliant. I think that goes just when you are in a different country, you want to comply and you want to be better. And that's a behavioral change. And a lot of other things you change behaviorally once you're in a different country. So I mean, last 6 years in UK, it's a roller coaster journey. Really, a lot of things change. Opportunities come your way, challenges come your way. You are trying to make sure you are staying fit, you are financially fit, you are supporting your family, you have a life here, you have a social circle here, you are promoted. You want to do everything you can to make your life better financially, and then of course back home as well as your own life. More important, for example, I was married, so you're away from your family and you are alone here, and the only people you have are your friends here. So yes, this is my journey for last 6 years. A lot of things have happened, and if you're really worried about moving to a different country, for example UK, I would highly recommend moving because that gives you more perspective of life, that gives you more flavor of your working practices, that gives you ability to be a little more proficient in your life. Hopefully this helps. Thank you so much for watching.